Hi everyone, this is Kelly with Kelly Ann Crafts, and this is my third card for the month of July. Um, and I'm using the Kintsugi papers and stamp sets and dies and embossing folders. This is really a fun little set. So we're going to be using this stamp here out of Inspiring Imperfections, which is part of the Kintsugi suite. This is from Bright Borders. We will be using this and the Yay So Happy For You. And we will also be using this, this embossing folder, and 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 then we'll be die cutting with the dies from Kintsugi. Okay, so let's look at the card. I think this is a fun little card. We've got some embossed elements. We've got some raised elements. We've got gold. We've got some embossing powder. We have embossed inside piece. It's just really fun. And then our envelope is just a simple teacup or bowl, however you want to look at that last piece. So let's look at what's in your kit. So you're going to have your envelope, of course, and I'll set the envelope over there. You're going to have a bunch of little bits in the inside, but your base card is going to be 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25, and just give that a pretty good burnish because I don't burnish them real heavy when I make the kits. In case they're just slightly off and you have a chance to correct them, but that is now burnished. You will have a piece that is uh, 4 by 5.25 in Blueberry Bliss. You will also have a piece of white that is 3.75 by 5. This cardstock, by the way, is Cloud Cover, one of um, our new in colors. You will have a piece of Designer Series paper. You will have a number of little things. You will have uh, a vase that is out of the Designer Series paper, the same paper used but embossed. Then we used some Misty Moonlight, we used some Blueberry Bliss, and we used some cloud cover here. Now, what I am going to tell you is I die cut these originally before I went and did the embossing. And the reason why I did that is I wanted the embossing to stay really strong. And what was fun about it is, I'm going to pull out the embossing folder for just a brief moment here, is when I went to emboss them, I could place these, kind of where I wanted them to be, you know? And now these aren't exact matches, but like I put, a couple of them in at one time. I might have put one over here like this, or this one was like this, I think. And then I put that together and ran it through my cut emboss. And so I embossed more than one piece at one time, but I got different elements out of the embossing folder. But the key was to die cut the basic shape first and then emboss it. So that's my little tip on that. And I did the same thing with this here. Okay. And so let's put our card together. This one's a pretty fun, pretty simple card. Few little elements, but nothing much. So we'll start with just putting our inside together. We'll just put this together here. Um, And I hope you like this card. I tried to think of a number of ways of using this set because I just love the set personally. I love the Oriental influence. I love everything about Japanese art. So for me, this was right up my alley. And I'll put this on the inside of my card. Okay, again, you can see it's just matte and layered, so it approximately has 1/8 of an inch around each piece. And now the front here, this is going to get adhered across the front like this. Okay, so we're just go in. Now you can see the other side of the paper is just as pretty, but because I made other elements, we're using this side, the more subtle side of it. This paper is just gorgeous. I mean, you can make so many things with this paper. It is, I've gone through a couple packs of it already. I'm just kind of eyeballing it approximately in the middle of the card. And this card is going to end up being landscape, by the way. So this piece is for the inside of my card. So I'm just going to set this aside for a second. And then I'm going to look at how I want to put these in. It is up to you how you want to layer them. But I chose, and because I've embossed this, I'm going to use glue. Because whenever I've embossed something, the glue, the tape runners, you sometimes can rip what I've embossed, and I don't like that. So I'm going to put this one over to the side, kind of right here, and it's glued just straight down. And then I'm going to bring in my sentiment, which I haven't actually filled out yet, but I'm just going to put it in here for some visualization. And now I'll put this one down. Okay, I kind of want him a little more up here. There we go. This one here, we're going to put dimensionals on. So let's get those out. Remember, they're cheap as chips, so please use them. There's no reason not to. They're really, they add so much to a card, and I think you will like the effect you get when you use them. Now this particular set came out of a paper pumpkin, so I'm just trying to use them up. So I'm going to put these, they're kind of stair-stepped here, aren't they? There we go. And then this last one is also going to get a dimensional on it, but we're going to put adhesive on one side. So I'm going to dimensionalize over here underneath. So let's put one there. Let's go in and put that bad boy on. And then we'll put some glue on the other tip here. And we will put this down. Okay. Now there's a dimensional under there, and that's okay. You could have put two in there. I guess I was stingy with my dimensionals. Okay, so we're going to do our sentiment. This is a punch, and this punch is the border punch, and it is such a nice punch. It has really good things to stamp with when you use the bright borders. Things, all of these fit in this particular shape. Now, for your convenience, I did cut it out for you, which is going to make stamping a little bit more difficult. Usually you stamp something like this and use the border punch to pop it out. Now, if you have the border punch already, I would suggest just holding on to this for a simple stamp and everything, but we're going to gold emboss. And so to make it simple for you, this is what it looks like blank. And I already did mine for this card, so because the last card I showed you how to do this. So I feel this card I can get away with having it pre-done. And you can see I messed up and had to do it more than, stamp it more than once. And that's why there's two sides to the paper. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to get generous with this one because I want this guy to really stay up there. A little bit more than it probably needs, but c'est la vie. I'm taping this on Bastille Day, so I guess putting a little bit of French on it is okay. Vive la France. Oh, okay. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to put this right on here. Notice that. That's looking a little crooked for some reason. So I didn't press it down all the way, so if you just set it down lightly, you can move it if you want. So sometimes I have to kind of tilt it to make sure I'm getting it kind of straight. That's looking pretty good. Now we are going to do some stamping, and then we're going to do something with this, and then we'll finish up. So let's do our envelope. So we're going to put our little teacup on the envelope. We're going to use our Blueberry Bliss. Blueberry Bliss. I really like this color. I do, because it's such a pretty blue. But I like blues. I like purples. I think I like all bright colors. Not a big fan of orange though. Orange and yellow aren't usually in my wheelhouse. Now, if you want to do something a little bit different to this, you can come in with a blender pen and just do this, and it'll spread your color. Isn't that fun? Now, I didn't do anything extra except stamp it and come in with my blender pen, and the blender pen does all the work for me. Isn't that pretty? You don't have to do that. I just think it's fun. It just adds a little oomph to that there. Oh, I'm going to leave this open because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to roll it on my stamp pad. I know that sounds funny, but what I'm doing is I'm giving it a dark edge. And by doing that, it's going to give it some definition when it's in the inside without adding another layer. I'm just rolling this little buddy on here. I have a lot of little buddies. I say that about pets too. I call every little pet, and it doesn't have to really be a pet, any animal. I just go, well, how's it going, little buddy? And the pets all seem to like go, hey, she knows my name. I know that sounds silly, but it's how I am. Anybody who knows me knows that animals and I, we are the besties. So see how it gives it just a hint of definition. Now you could certainly use a sponge dauber or a blending brush to achieve that, but I wanted something crisp and easy without a lot of fuss. Again, because this has been embossed, I'm going to come in with the glue. I'm going to put this on the inside with a little bit of glue. Like this. And it's not a lot. It just gives it a hint of a shadow. You've got the dimension in there with the embossing, and it just differentiates it from the white that it went on to. That's all I did it for, was just that hint of difference. Could I have used Misty Moonlight? Sure. I could have used Cloud Cover, but I thought that the Blueberry Bliss was just dark enough to give it just the essence of it being a little bit more than a two-dimensional item. So let's get some bling on here. You know, I did a lot of bling on the front. I think I put 5 on the front. We're going to do that again because we like bling. And anybody who says I don't just doesn't know me very well. So blingy, blingy, blah bling, blah bling. And one more. And I think I like it right in here. I think I like that. Oh, I did the other one a little bit more there. There we go. There we go. There we go. Always the struggle with the bling, I tell you. Okay, so that's the third card. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, please like and share. Please sign up. If you subscribe to my channel, you will be notified when my videos drop. And I think that's it. I hope you all have a blessed day, and we'll see you in the next video. There is one more, by the way, this month. Thank you. Bye-bye.